like you to turn to Romans chapter 12. And this is what we're going to close on. Back in Matthew chapter 10, verses 16, Jesus says that as you go out in the world, you go out as sheep, but you must be wise as serpents. You must know what you're doing. And we're talking about sending you out into the world. And one of the reasons that I take it so seriously and why it's so hard, but it's so good to learn these things is because at the end of Romans chapter 12, piggybacking what we said about 1 Peter chapters 13, verses 15 and 16. He says, remember in verses 15 and 16, we're supposed to do this with gentleness and respect. Why? No. Because, look at chapter 12, we'll start in verse 20. If your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. For in doing so, you will be heaping fiery coals on his head. Do not be conquered by evil, but conquer evil with good. God is sending you out into the world to bear witness to His love for you. And through that, He is going to reach other people. If you haven't taken seriously preparing yourself to go out there, you are not failing me or this school or the class. You are failing your devotion and obligation to share God. Because He cares about the people. I was one of them. I was a raging, vile atheist in college. And almost every Christian I ever met was happy to leave me that way. They were fine with me spending eternity in hell because I was unpleasant to be around. They felt no obligation to love me or to reach out to me, no patience for what was going on. One Christian loved me. One Christian cared enough to get past the ugly front that I had up. One Christian had the guts to stand in front of me and not wilt before the attack. And to say, no matter what you say, I love you anyway. And I don't have all the answers for all the questions you're throwing at me, but I know that God loves me. It is because of their testimony that I am now before you as a Christian. It is because of people like me that I take what I do so seriously. Because the people that save those like me out there in the university and out there in the world are going to be the Christians that bother to get past themselves long enough to learn how to reach them. And then be willing to love them in their most unlovable state. And you don't do this for them, you do this for God. Because He said, when you were lost in your sin, I loved you. And you know what love is because I loved you first. And what you offer to the world is a response to that. And there you see in chapter 12 of Romans, He's not telling you to be nice to the people who are nice to you. As always, the teaching of Jesus is very hard. And I'm asking you to equip yourselves and to care about all of this because I want you to go out in the world and when you meet enemies, people who hate you, who undermine you, or seeking to defeat you, to tear your faith away from you, I want you to heap the burning coals of love on their head. To give them a chance. A chance to have what you have. Let's bow our heads in prayer.